All right, students, so I'm going to make an instructional video and you can just watch it and follow the instructions, and then you can do the lab and you can also do makeup work today. So the first part is about cellular respiration. You should have done the video and the pre-lab that talks about cellular respiration. So let's just review. So the whole purpose of cellular respiration is explaining how organisms get energy from food. Is the form of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. We eat food, we break it down, we get energy from the food that we eat, and we also make waste products in form of water and carbon dioxide. You are responsible for understanding this process and also the formula of cellular respiration, the reactants and products. So this is just a review. Any food, including carbs, fats, lipids, can be broken down to small molecules and used to make the molecule that's known as ATP. ATP, all you have to know at this point is the molecule that's responsible for. Um, it's basically how the body uses energy. It's the energy molecule. Here's the chemical formula: cellular respiration, process that releases energy from food in the presence of oxygen. So we have glucose right here, C6H12O6. You have to know what that is. Simple sugar, and then 6 molecules of oxygen. And then we have a change, chemical reaction, makes 6 molecules of carbon dioxide that you breathe out, and then 6 molecules of water, and obviously ATP, which is the energy molecule. So if you need a visual, here it is: sugar, oxygen, waste product of carbon dioxide, and water, and energy. So how is this related to the exercise lab? So you're going to watch a video on the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is involved in this process because your blood is what's going to carry the sugar to your cells, and your blood also carries oxygen, and then it also carries away the carbon dioxide and water. And obviously in your blood you have the ATP molecule. So cardiovascular system, breathing rate, cellular respirations are all connected. And you're going to be investigating the body's response to physical activity um, through through the exercise lab. Here we have the how it relates to photosynthesis. Photosynthesis removes CO2. Cellular respiration puts it back. So there's this connection between the two formulas. Photosynthesis releases oxygen to the atmosphere. Cellular respiration uses the oxygen to release energy from food. So there's this connection between producers and consumers, and it's a cycle. You don't need to know that. So here's how it's connected to the lab. Increase in respiratory rate, even after exercises, help to rid of the body lactic acid and replace oxygen deficit. So this is just related to how the body needs to breathe harder when it's doing physical activity, and you're going to be doing the lab that investigates that. So let's look at the lab. This assignment is the pre-lab. This is just background information about the heart rate, um, activities, physical activity. So you have to do this before actually doing the lab. Here's the lab though. Labs are pretty straightforward, especially this one. It says when you go for a fast run, you notice that you start to pant and sweat. Have you ever thought about what happens to your heart? In this activity, you investigate what happens to your heart rate as you increase your activity level. In science, we call questions problems. The problem is what happens to a person's heart rate as the person increases his or her activity level. This one takes some time to gather information on heart rate and how they fluctuate or change as a person's activity level changes. So right here, you're just going to provide us like with some background information about the cardiovascular system. You can say the cardiovascular system is responsible for pumping blood when you do physical activity. So right here is just any like a small paragraph, just background information that you've learned from doing the pre-lab, the videos, just to give the reader, okay, this lab is about the heart and heart rate and physical exercise. Let me provide some background information. So you're gonna do that part, and then you're gonna do your hypothesis, which is the possible explanation. And the format is if a person increases his or her activity level, then you're gonna write what do you think is gonna happen because, and you're going to write because based off your understanding of the cardiovascular system and your own personal experiences with physical activity. Then this is a procedure. Now, pay close attention because it asks you to make a bar graph, and you're going to use Google Sheets to make a bar graph, and you're also going to graph the average data. So you need 3 to 4 partners. You need partners, stopwatch, writing utensil. Obviously, uh, the stopwatch can be used your cell phone, or you can just use your Chromebook. So this is the first part, procedures. Your heart rate, your pulse rate, your heartbeat, whatever. You can measure it by putting your 2 fingers here on this major artery. You can count. Resting heart rate is just you sitting, not doing any physical activity besides just sitting. And then you can also measure your heart rate with these 2 fingers, index finger and middle finger, to your wrist. So the first part, you have to calculate your resting heart rate, and the instructions are right there. You measure it for 10 seconds. 10 seconds, how many pulse thumps, and then whatever number you get times 6, and that's going to be your resting heart rate, and that's what you do for each partner, each member in this data table. So you're going to put, I don't know, let's just say I got 10. So 10 times 6 is 60. So my resting heart rate is 60. So you do that for resting, and then you do walking. So you're going to walk around the classroom for 1 minute. After that 1 minute, you take your pulse for 10 seconds, whatever number you get, times 10, not times 10, sorry, times what did I say? What does it say? Times 6, by 6, sorry. So you're going to walk around for 1 minute and then take your pulse, and then whatever number you get times 6. And then what you do is, after you do that, you're going to do an exercise of your choice. I have weights in the classroom. You can do planks, you can do sit-ups, you can do whatever. As long as every member does the same activity, you have to do it for 1 minute. After that 1 minute, take your heart rate, your pulse, for 10 seconds, whatever you get, times 6, and then you do that. Then you add them all up from all your members, total, and then you put the average. The average is what you're going to be graphing using Google Sheets. So here's an example. I just made these numbers up. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So resting, walking, and exercise, make sure to put the exercise, like specify what exercise, and you're just going to do what we've done before. Let me get rid of this. You're going to fill in the data, the average, and then you're going to highlight everything and then insert and then chart. So Google detected the wrong type of graph, so you're going to go here and change it to a bar graph. And then you just you copy that, copy it, and then you paste it onto the actual assignment. And then once you do that, you're going to be doing the analysis questions, which are right here. Analysis, and then your conclusion. And that's it. That's what you do the lab. This lab, if you do it correctly, it should take me like 30 to 35 minutes. So have fun with it. Just make sure you go step by step, and then that's it.